Imagine the fate of billions, not decided by a miracle or a divine revelation, but by a vote. Yes, a vote, held in a closed room nearly 1,700 years ago. A group of men, under immense political pressure from a Roman emperor, raised their hands to decide what is sacred and what is heresy. With a simple vote, entire Gospels were ordered to be destroyed, burned, and buried, not because they were proven false, but because they didn't align with the emerging church's authority. Think about it. There were no carbon dating labs, no forensic manuscript analysis. The only standard was, does this text support our power? They claimed the Holy Spirit guided their choices. But if that's true, why did they argue for centuries about which books should be included? Why did different church councils come up with different lists of sacred texts? It doesn't add up. Now, let's talk about the real shocker, the infancy Gospels. These were texts read openly in early Christian communities, telling stories of a young Jesus. One story describes him as an infant, speaking from the cradle. Another tells of him molding a bird from clay and breathing life into it, watching it fly away. The established church later branded these stories as myths, legends, and heresy, and systematically erased them. But here's the twist that history can't ignore. Centuries later, these exact same miracles, Jesus speaking as a baby and creating a living bird from clay, appeared in the Quran, presented not as myths, but as divine truth. This raises a profound question: did God change his mind? Or did the censors panic because these early texts revealed a truth they desperately wanted to hide? The irony gets even deeper. While they were busy erasing Gospels filled with miracles, they carefully preserved the letters of Paul. And what divine revelations do we find in these letters? We find passages like Paul reminding Timothy to bring him the cloak he left behind at a friend's house, and also his books. Pause for a moment. Did divine revelation descend from the heavens just to inform humanity that an apostle was feeling cold and needed his jacket? Is the eternal, unchangeable Word of God a personal reminder list? If the text is human enough to include forgotten clothing, and its selection was decided by politically motivated men, by what right do we call it purely divine? The difficult truth is this: the Bible you hold today isn't necessarily everything Jesus said or did. It's what survived the editor's scissors and the censor's fire. So, we have to ask the question they never want you to consider: were those other Gospels hidden because they were false, or because they contained truths that would later be affirmed, making the official narrative impossible to maintain? The evidence invites you to think deeper. Thank you for watching.